student. Welcome to my channel Easy Learning. Today we're going to study about MBA second semester subject the quantitative technique for managers. Here we're going to just cover up from the unit 2 the linear programming problem and transportation problem. Student, before starting this we have already study about the decision theory and now we are studying about the linear programming problem जो कि एक बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट मॉडल है ऑपरेशन रिसर्च का यानी वट एवर यू गोना जस्ट स्टडी इन द लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग प्रॉब्लम दैट विल कवर ऑलमोस्ट मोस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ द ऑपरेशन रिसर्च एंड इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इसलिए आप इसका जो थ्योरी पार्ट है जस्ट गो थ्रू इट और इसकी बेसिक्स को बहुत ही अच्छे से समझिए बिकॉज इट विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू आगे जो हम जो भी न्यूमेरिकल हाउ वी आर गोना जस्ट डू इट तो वो आपको अच्छे से समझ जाए. So let's start it. So the linear programming. The mathematical definition of linear programming is stated as it is an analysis of problem in which a linear function of a number of variables is to be maximized or minimized when those variables are subject to number of restraints in form of linear inequalities. Linear programming model concerned with the efficient allocation of resource to no activity with the objective of meeting a desired goal. The organization can have many goals, so hence its wide variety of problem can be efficiently solved using the linear programming technique. तो student linear programming जो एक term है it is another term that will be come from आप किसी भी तरह का प्लानिंग कर रहे हो यहाँ पे क्या है लिनियर प्रोग्रामिंग में वी आर हियर बेसिकली वी आर डूइंग व्हाट लाइक वी आर प्लानिंग हियर फॉर एलोकेशन ऑफ द रिसोर्स. तो यहाँ पे जो एलोकेशन ऑफ रिसोर्स क्या है मैन मशीन मटेरियल और ये एक तरह का बहुत ही इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट है एंड दे आर लिमिटेड ऑल्सो. सो जो हमारा लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग है इट हेल्प्स टू गिव यू द आंसर रिगार्डिंग द हाउ टू allocate those resources. Linear programming is a method of considering a different inequalities relevant to a situation and calculated the best value that required to be obtained in those conditions. तो हमें linear programming में क्या होगा we're gonna have a method where the different inequalities situation will be given जहाँ पे हम जो भी best value उसको calculate करेंगे under any certain given condition किसी भी तरह का condition will be given in that time. So some of the assumptions that while working with the linear programming are the first one the number of constraints should be expressed in quantitative term. जो हमारा constraint होगा हम उसे quantitative term में ही उसको express करेंगे. The relationship between the constraint and the objective function should be linear and the linear function that objective function is to be optimized. Now the component of linear programming. The basic component of linear programming are follows. First is the decision variable. The decision variable will decide the output. It gives the ultimate solution of the problem. For any problem, the first step is to identify the decision problem. Then we have a constraint. The constraint that are limitation should be expressed in the mathematical form regarding the resource. Then we have a data. The data can be in a form of a raw information. किसी भी तरह का भी हो सकता है वो. Then we have an objective function. In a problem, the objective function should be specified in a quantitative way. Now the characteristic of linear programming. Constraint. The limitation should be expressed in mathematical form regarding the resource. Then हमारा जो दूसरा characteristic है वो है objective function. Then we have a linearity. The relationship between a two or more variable in a function must be linear. It means that a degree of variable is 1. The finiteness is these. There should be a finite and infinite input and output number. In case if a function has infinite factors, the optimal solution is not feasible. Then we have a non-negativity. The variable value should be a positive or a zero. It should not be a negative value. Then we have a decision variable. The decision variable will decide the output. It gives the ultimate solution of the problem for any problem. And the first step is to identify the decision problem. Programming problem. The linear programming problem is a problem that is concerned with finding the optimal value of a given linear function. The optimal value can be either a maximum value or a minimum value. Here the given linear function is considered as an objective function. तो हमें linear programming problem क्या है? एक तरह का problem है जो कि concern करना है with the optimal value in a linear function. तो optimal value क्या हो सकता है? या तो maximum हो सकता है या minimum हो सकता है. It gives a linear function considered to the objective function. A linear programming problem deal with the optimization of problem of a two linear variable. यहाँ पे हम जो टू linear variable उसको हम optimize करेंगे. The function form using those two linear variable is called objective function. In our day-to-day lives, we encounter many problems forming the linear equation or its inequalities. The linear programming problem इन एप्लीकेशन तो हम बिजनेस या किसी भी पॉइंट ऑफ चीज़ों में कहाँ पे हम लीनियर प्रोग्रामिंग का यूज़ कर रहे हैं. द एल पी कंसिडर एज अ वर्सेटाइल टेक्निक कैपेबल ऑफ हैंडलिंग अ लार्ज वेराइटी ऑफ मैनेजमेंट प्रॉब्लम. तो पहला है हमारा प्रोडक्शन ऑपरेशन, ऑप्टिमल प्रोडक्ट मिक्स, फ्लूइड ब्लेंडिंग, प्रोडक्शन शेड्यूलिंग एंड प्रोडक्ट प्लानिंग में. देन वी हैव अ फाइनेंस में पोर्टफोलियो सिलेक्शन, प्रॉफिट प्लानिंग, मार्केटिंग में हमारा मीडिया सिलेक्शन, फिजिकल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन एंड मार्केट शेयर में, और ये हमारा ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट में भी यूज होता है. Hope you like today's video. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.